All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Stone. Shalom to the elect which in this word in truth and in sincerity, with the hope of receiving mercy of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son. These so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites according to the prophecies that are written in the scriptures. I want to make it known that the RFID microchip is the MOTB. The serpent juice is the precursor to the MOTB. Yahweh Shai, whom dwelling called Jesus, is about to make his return upon the earth to deliver his elect and to pour out judgment as it's written. So I want to go straight into this lesson. This is going to be a quick lesson, showing you the system being implemented around the world. As I did a video previously, which I call the Beast System. This is going to be the part 2 because people in different regions of the world, they are not knowing what's really going on over there in the different parts of Europe, in which people are going to take on to these technological advancements where the government want to implement, and look on it as something that is going to be beneficial to us, because that is the way how the government market these things. Like take a bit for convenience, security, safety, all of the above. But them not tell you what the real agenda is. It's to track, monitor, surveil, everything that you're doing, and it's all gonna be quantified and placed in an RFID microchip to be placed under your skin. All of these information that they're gonna gather. But amen, the simple law won't say these things. But we are coming in a time in which these things are being put in place right now. So this is Micah 2 verse 1. It's a woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. And the reason why it is in the power of their hands, because the earth is given over into their hands. For now, as is written in Job 9 verse 24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. They cover the faces of the judges thereof. If not where, and who is he? Because it's very clear to us who's the wicked upon the earth, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called Caucasian. Just look at it at his track history. And if you can't see it, hey man, maybe you're part of the problem. And that's the reality, So let's go into this. And listen to this young lady. Listen to this young lady. I call her Young Lily, a new name. Survival Lily. So let's listen. It's a EU becoming a police state step by step.
My name is Lily, and today I want to talk about the European Union trying to take total control over the surveillance of its citizens. So every country has the digital ID. Here in Austria, we have the digital ID Austria.
It's every country of the digital ID. That for sure say, Andrew let's never come up with this NIDS, National Identification System. No, he didn't. This is something that is taking place on a global scale. All countries have their own digital ID that is being implemented, From ID 2020 in America to Aadhaar in India, you see? Countries have their own name when it comes on to the NIDS,
And the government wants you to download this ID on your smartphone, and a lot of people have.
So you see that? What I want to notice here, we've been saying these things. You see which part of them are going to place these things first? On your phone. And a lot of people are gonna get used to it, just like now, oh, people get used to the cards when they get fund in the bank. When people say use cash that regular, people hardly have cash to that. Them all ways of them card.
Done so already, but still the majority hasn't done so. And now they try to push in the digital identity. So how are they doing it? Well, first of all, they try it with incentives. So here in Austria, for example,
Hey man, we've been saying these things, yo. You was say them a push it with incentive. Meaning you do this is gonna be the benefit of it. You know? It's gonna make your life easier. But let us hear the incentives that they're pushing on them over there in Austria. Yeah, Austria, she said? Australia, Salakia, but I feel it's Austria.
the incentive program for downloading the digital identity is this one here. This is a project which is called Smile Together. So what is this project about? You will get 100 euros in 2024 if you go to the dentist, and the requirement for getting the 100 euros is that you have to download the SVS Go app, and to get the SVS Go app, you have to download the Digital Identity Austria. So first you have to download the Digital ID, and then you have to download the other app for the social welfare organization. So now what's the big problem with the Digital Identity Austria? What is the problem? Why should you not download it? Or what's the risks of downloading it? Well, first of all, older people often do not have a smartphone, so they get discriminated because they cannot download the app. Then also what's a problem is that if you refuse to download the digital identity, then you cannot participate. They can say, now you have to get the digital identity for every service, and if you don't have...
Yo, we not even a laugh. We not even funny, yo. How much time we say these things? Countless times. But we fall upon deaf ears. But we are coming into a time in which these things that we have been saying for decades now, yo, is going to come to pass right before your eyes. And that's why the scripture says now go search from sea to sea. As you have to find the word of the Lord and shall not find it, because we have been saying these things for a while now. But nobody believed the report of the prophets. Let's get that. This is Isaiah 53, verse 1. It says, who had believed our report? And to whom is the harm of Yahweh revealed? We go out there week in, week out with the report, yo, with the truth. But who had believed these things? When we declare the arm of Yahweh to you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you don't believe it, yo. You don't believe in He who's going to save us. But we have been saying these things for a while now, yo, that these are the times that we're in. And you're not supposed to trust in your enemy. Because all my use right now is manipulating tactics to get you in a position that he wants you to be in, yo, a dependent position on him. Because once you get tied into that system, that means that your money, your movements, all these things can be controlled, because what? It's by computing, yo. They can turn off. You see me? These things at a drop of a dime, yo. Especially when I'm bringing the MOTB, the RFID market chip. Going back.
Have a digital identity, then you don't get any service. So that's a big problem. And I believe the biggest problem is surveillance and privacy. So here I have an excerpt of some lawyers in Austria who also say that this is very critical, what's happening here. And they are basically saying that if you are using the digital ID Austria, you are leaving a so-called digital footprint. This can of course be tracked by both official authorities and in the case of data security problems, by criminals. The collection and merging of data when used by banks or when traveling is not necessarily in the interest of citizens. So this digital ID is a real problem. Most people don't realize it yet. If you get it, the government will know exactly where you are, where you're going, when you're getting up to work, in which store you're going, together with CBDCs.
But the thing is, this is the system that has been prophesied in Revelation, to come. It's Revelation 13, verse 15. Say, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, which is the system. And we have been saying this. Because in order for you to understand the mark, you have to understand what is the beast. And we have been saying it unto you, NATO. Look all the countries, let me say that are in NATO. That's the beast. And who is leading NATO, America. Let's read it one more. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So like you have a problem with this system, what I'm push out now, you're on that list to be eradicated. This is what's coming. And what is gonna be the end all be all for that system is the RFID microchip is going to be a new identity in this new world order. That's why scripture go on to say in verse 16, and he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. And it's going to be proven that this is the RFID microchip in the days to come. And you are going to see that this is a physical mark. Something that you're going to use to do trading, marketing, something that you're going to use to identify yourself, something that contain your biometric information, your banking information, your all your personal data is going to be contained on this RFID microchip, which is the MOTB. So it's to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and no matter which hand, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And we have went in this word mark so many times. Go back to the Greek word charagma, which means a stamp, or imprint. When you go into that word, you go back into carving, and in order for you carve something, you have to cut the surface of it. And when you go into the root word of charagma, you go to charax, which go back to palisade, or rampart, which represent the syringe that they're going to use to cut the surface of the skin to implant you with the RFID microchip. And when you go back to the root word of Carax go to Grapho, which is the data being stored on the RFID microchip. If you look up these things, yo, these things explain through the spirit if you have sense, yo. If the Lord open your mind to come to that understanding. So they say that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So what you are complaining about now, you're just seeing the tip of the iceberg over there in Europe, yo. It's gonna get much worse.
In which store you're going together with CBDCs, they know what you're buying and so on. And I don't like this. I don't want to be treated like a criminal.
Yeah, them know what you're buying and so on, and them can even turn off your access to that. I don't want to even say money, but hey, that's what you're gonna use to buy and sell your that form of currency. Let me say it that way. You know?
Okay, so here in Austria, if there's a criminal doing something bad, then the police can go to a judge and get permission for surveillance. And that's a good thing, that's okay. But I'm not a criminal. I do not even have a record, a criminal record. So why does the government want to surveil the law-abiding citizen? It makes no sense.
And you just say you're not a criminal, so why the government are going to surveil you? But the government also, oh, them are going to know say you are a law-abiding citizen. And then they're going to say to you, if you're a law-abiding citizen, you don't need to worry. That's part of the manipulating tactic, yo. But this young lady saw what's coming concerning the digital identity to come, and she's warning her people.
Sense. The only logical conclusion is that they want to have complete control and they want to know every move of the citizens, everything they are doing, everything they are saying, recorded by your own smartphone. So I believe that this is really dangerous and this makes people transparent. And people say, hey, this is a conspiracy theory, but it's not. And it's already happening in China, where all of the citizens are made completely transparent with digital IDs, CBDCs, and face recognition. Now,
and over there in China, we have the social credit score system, which that based upon your behavior and the things them what you do. You see me? Meaning you can get marked down, you see me, for certain behaviors. You see me? And it will affect your score, your credit score, meaning depends on your credit score is you cannot buy a house, you cannot leave the country, you can't travel on planes. Just look it up for yourself, yo. Just look up Chinese social credit score. You're gonna see a whole heap of videos concerning people who go through it. And it's not even reached the RFID microchip over there yet in China. We'd soon reach it.
Personally, I cannot do something against this law now as a citizen. So how can I react to the total control of the government? How can I evade the surveillance, the tracking from my smartphone? So actually what I've gotten now is a Faraday bag for my smartphone. This one is by the company Go Dark.
You see it? Look what she's saying now. She get a Faraday bag for her phone case. Meaning them can't track her, you know? And that's one of the reasons why them are going to place the chip in on the annual. Because them are going to say the phone can last. You see me? The cards can last. So why not just place the chip under your skin?
And it's made by a fabric which is
But this is mainly the point, you see? These are the times that we are coming in. This is not something taking place over there in Austria only. Alright, let me see if we can give you another example.
So it's very simple. Whether it's Paytm, Google Pay, Phone Pay, anything, they can scan and they just pay.
There's no. Listen, man, this is India now, no? And as we have been saying, over there in India, they're paying for things mostly with their phone, you know. They say India digital payment revolution.
You need to carry your money anymore. Your money is in the bank, so you can pay directly through that. I mean, it's very safe, I feel.
पूरी दुनिया में 40% हिस्सेदारी अकेले भारत की है.
Digital payments, where you use your phone to scan and pay for goods, are now everywhere in India. And the IMF says that India has one of the fastest growth rates of digital payments of any nation in the world. But just a few years ago, India's financial landscape looked completely different.
Most of the transactions used to happen in cash. So cash was king. Only a small subset of merchants had point of purchase machines. So if you landed in India today, you'd see the ubiquitous QR code. Even the chai wala on the street brandishing the QR codes.
So what were some of the factors that led to the massive uptake of digital payments?
My PNB UPI app has made sending and receiving money convenient and simple. All of this has been driven through a slew of government-initiated programs, especially the Digital India program and the adoption of digital payments. But the idea of digital payments really took root post-demonetization.
Back in 2016, the government declared the 500 rupee and 1000 rupee banknotes invalid. Citizens could hand in their...
So when them start get rid of certain money from 2016, you know. Just take a minute and just think about that.
Everywhere you go in India, on every street, at every food stall, a revolution is underway in the country's sprawling economy and how people here are engaging with it. It's happening because of this. India's homegrown digital payment system. In an instant, customers can pay for virtually anything using a smartphone. And that's a huge shift in a place long driven by cash. Those QR codes are scattered among carts and store counters and attractions, where lo-fi intersects with high-tech to reinvent commerce in what is now the world's most populous country. How it works, you need a smartphone and a bank account to link it to. Then you scan the code, enter your password, and that's it. It's instant. There's no cash changing hands. These codes are revolutionizing transactions here. And there are huge numbers of people in all corners of the country that are being brought into the formal economy through these tiny codes. While digital payments are the norm in places like China, India's mobile app transactions dwarf anything happening in the West. Over $1 trillion in transactions were processed last year, and there are no transaction fees. Think about this for
Notice, alright, watch this again.
a second. If Australian authorities asked for your fingerprints and your iris scans to keep forever, would you give them up?
A revolutionary change that gave a digital identity to each and every person without any discrimination of caste, creed, class, or of being rich or poor.
This is the reality for most people living in India at the moment. And I know because I handed mine over when I lived there too.
This is none other than the world's largest digital identity revolution. Aadhaar. My Aadhaar. My identity.
And I'm not the only one. 99% of Indians, according to the department that governs this biometric system, have signed up. That's a whopping 1.3 billion people. It means my most personal details went into this immense Aadhaar database. Now, the Indian government says it's to enable more people, especially the poor, to access government and financial services like food rations or bank accounts.
Whereas earlier, one needed a number of cards for different tasks. Today, all identity-related work can be done with Aadhaar.
But technology and privacy researchers say this allows surveillance at a scale that's not been seen before in a democracy.
You hear me say surveillance on a scale that have not been seen. Let me just throw something out there for you. If you're not noticing what's going on around the world, it's mean we're in the time of war, not the time of peace. And at any time, the guise of terrorism can be pushed out there. And any population, the guise of security can be pushed out there. We need to protect our people. We need to protect our borders, the airports. So this is going to be much easier to push on the people. Just in the time of 2020, when the demic was here, a lot of digital transformation took place because the place was locked down. And it's going to be even much easier in the time of war to push certain agendas, yo.
It surprises me immensely how casually this project is being just, spread across all kinds of domains, all manner of databases being made, everything being linked up using the UID number.
Usha Ramanathan is a lawyer and human rights activist.
I would say enough of these countries, them not go even fight back. When you come on to these things, them are go willingly accept certain things. And that's why the scripture refers to the time to come as the times of Jacob's trouble, yo.
Who's been campaigning against Aadhaar.
It surprises me because, it's only very recently that we had a newspaper recognizing that the breach of this kind of data is a national security threat. Many people can get at it and you won't even know.
Getting my Aadhaar card was pretty simple. I just went to one of the government centers, scanned each of my fingers, did an iris scan, and then went on my way. But I pretty much felt like I had to, because it wasn't really clear what the consequences would be if I didn't. Would I be able to use my bank account? Would I be able to use my phone? There was just a lot of uncertainty.
Apart from
They're going to come to that point. And that is going to be the same thing out here in Jamaica. The government, I tell everybody, so I'm an idiot, I believe people in online are spreading misinformation. Misinformation what, yo? You was the one come on people on TV, come tell them about a cashless society, then couple months after you say you never said nothing like that, in which we have the clip, we have the videos of.
Public distribution system and scholarships and things, they also said that you can't get married, you can't get a caste certificate, you can't get a domicile certificate, and went on for a while. Then the court stepped in and said that, you can't compel people, you can't deny people any service because they are not enrolled. But they went ahead nevertheless and kept saying that they will deny. And what is very interesting in this is how all the way to the bottom.
And these people are going to conform with the state, yo. These private sectors, they are going to conform with the state. Because they are part of the problem too. This is their vision. They love this vision. Let me say it this way.
From the top, the system absorbed this. And so anywhere you went, they would say, no, you have to give your UID number or else we can't give you yourself. So it was a lot of bullying, scaring people, fear-mongering, coercion.
Just like how them push the joke out there. Yep, and that's how we refer to it as well. A precursor to the trip.
Part of the government's reason for bringing in the Aadhaar system has been to eliminate fraud, like people duplicating identities to collect double the services they're owed, or the issue of leakage, where entitlements are diverted by corrupt bureaucrats.
Now the center has issued a warning against sharing the photocopy of your Aadhaar card. The information can be misused by organizations.
And while the government has said the biometric databases are foolproof, there's been evidence of fraud continuing. But they won't provide data on how much fraud or human error plagues the system. Prasanna S. is an advocate in India's Supreme Court. He advises petitioners in Aadhaar cases.
There have been no studies, or if there are studies, it is.
As I just want to give you an example of the B system, being implemented right around the world. So hope this was edifying you. With that, I want to say Kalalal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Yahweh Kodash. Shalom.